Guilford Lake School and the Guilford Free Public Library.
Hi everybody, I just want to say I'm so impressed by what everybody has done tonight. It's just amazing to see, and I feel really privileged to be among this group of amazing people. Let's see, where should be? There we go. All right, so what is the toy library? The toy library consists of educational toys and a toy catalog that we created for parents to be able to go through and look at what the toys are. And also for the guided use of toys. It's not just access to super fun stuff, but ideas on how to use the toy so that you can really improve the lives of the kids that you're working with. It's intended for children with both special needs and typically developing children, and any siblings in your family or game night attendees that just want to have fun. We are available at the Guilford School and Guilford Lakes Library, then also downtown at the Guilford Free Library, so the entire community has access to the over 100 toys at each location. It enables families to help children learn, develop, and thrive beyond the school setting, because we're really focusing on developing pivotal skills through play. So we look at, in the toy catalog, cognition, motor skills, language skills, and social emotional skills. And these are the skills that my colleagues and I work with children in the preschool and in the ABA program on how to develop, and we use play as our medium through which we teach them. Through these play-based experiences, we want to provide children with the unique means that regardless of what their socioeconomic status is, that they have access to those toys. So that's a little bit of what we do. You see there in the picture we had a night where we did a facilitated play night. Families were able to sign up, bring their children, observe as we had members of our team, our occupational therapist, one of our special education teachers, our speech pathologist, one of our amazing paraeducators, all came down to the library at 7 o'clock on a Thursday evening to show how we elicit these different skills and help children evolve to the next step of language development, motor skills. And those are some really fun toys that we get to play with. So we really believe in purpose-driven play. To the kids, it feels like they're just having a really good time and they're playing with some toys that might be novel and might be some family classics. But what we really want to focus on are those individual developmental skills. What you see there on the right-hand side is a little snapshot of the top of what one of those toy catalog pages looks like. You'll see a description of the toy, but what comes after that, and is much harder to capture kind of in a big screen format, is all the different ways that you can break down the cognitive skills that are being used, whether it's metacognitive processing, whether it's spatial orientation, down to whether it's the language skills, and just really being able to, as a parent, understand how you can play with a game well beyond its prescribed use on the box, and how you can use something that's very enticing to children to work on any array of skill that you want. So one of the key things that I've really been striving to do is to make sure that we have public involvement. The toy library is great for me. It means that I have all the tools at my fingertips for working with the children that I work with. But what I'm really looking for is the opportunity for their parents, for other people in the community to be able to access and participate in this process as well. So we've started out the beginning of this school year actually doing quite a lot of different community-based activities, and the library downtown has been kind enough to let me stampede their room and book it for multiple nights. The first thing we did, I did a developmental talk on just the stages of play and development, what to look for, how to support early stages of development, and had a phenomenal turnout not just from parents in our community, but also other early childhood workers at area preschools and our own school community, which was phenomenal. We had a facilitated play session, which is where you see some of the pictures from there, where parents were able to see how their kids do in play, and learned a lot as parents, I think, that kids are able to play so well on their own, and we've really developed into a society where we guide their play, where we direct their play, or where toys are so prescriptive in their use, meaning that it's already the Thomas the Train, and we know what Thomas the Train does, so you can't necessarily turn Thomas the Train into an airplane and use your imagination with it. And a lot of these toys were specifically chosen to be invited to be explored, to be manipulated in ways that familiar toys maybe not so much. And then coming up soon, we actually have a professional development plan with district members about how to use play-based strategies with or without toys on supporting social emotional well-being for children at our elementary level. So it's a really fun and exciting time to be a part of the toy library. So part of what I've been doing and part of what the GFFE was really helpful in helping me think about is how do I get input back from people? So following each of these sessions, I've been able to get contact information from people, and I ask them to send me back basically an exit ticket to share their thoughts and their impressions from what they've gained. And it's been so cool for me to see their feedback, because this is just a sampling of some of the toys that we offer. But it's always interesting to see what other people are taking away from those moments. And we talk a lot about being comfortable with letting children struggle to finish the task. And it's just such a good connection between what we're expecting them to do in the older grades now and not immediately coming in to rush to finish the job for them. And to know, too, that with a lot of these toys and games, they have a very strong connection to some of the kind of STEM activities that we'll be doing in later grades, and that not all the toys that you sit down to play with have a beginning and an end. And that in a lot of ways, it's an unwritten book that they might start play with, learn something new, come back to play again later, and the course of play is completely new and completely fresh, and now they've had to be flexible, and they've had to learn to play the same game in two different ways. And for a lot of the children that I work with who might be on the spectrum or have other learning difficulties or other impairments, that's a very hard thing for them to learn, and they're learning how to do it in a very safe and fun way so that when they're adding on the layering component of an academic task, they've already had some success with doing some of those things at a younger age. So some of my final thoughts. I have just been so psyched to see the community response to it. I do parent pickup at my school, and to have parents come and say, oh my goodness, I was about to get, another $100 on Amazon, and the last time I got the toys, the kids played with it for 5 minutes and put them back, and now I was able to go to the library, and we checked them out, and they loved this one. But why did you pick that one? And every family is finding their own way through the toy library. The librarians have been amazing in being able to get the word out there. There's been a lot of interest from the Guilford Free Library, and students are finding this as a means to really connect with other kids who might not have a social means or a connection to the library. They might not be reading yet, or they might not be the kinds of kids who are interested in books at this point. Now they can go to the library with their siblings, get excited about doing something, come home, play a game with their families that they've played with their speech and language therapist during a rainy day recess, and have success in doing something that makes them feel accomplished and proud, and for parents to learn strategies to really help continue supporting those skills at home. So it's been very fun for me to be the toy lady in town, and I just thank you guys for giving me the chance to do that.